Yep, we are loading into Hollywood right now. My PC is almost dying, but we're back.
We're back. Well, man, I will always invite you into any game I'm at. You can count.
I mean, I can't say I'll extend the same favor.
No, I know, but you know, I'm just proving that I'm the better person today.
Yeah, no,
Only
that's,
for
that's
today,
cool. That's cool. So taking a look at the rosters here for the G2 side as they roll out, we're gonna have Taimu on McCree. No surprises there. G2 Nox on the Lucio, Numlocked on the Symmetra, Unco on the Zenyatta, and one of these Lucio's probably gonna switch off. It will be Skipjack, of course. We've always seen him on Reinhardt. We'll be rolling out with Reinhardt, and soon on the Reaper.
Yeah, Reinhardt's and McCree's, they tend to kind of just really favor their heroes. They're the most main-oriented classes I think we've seen in a while, and they've both been pretty staple in the meta, of course, in and out in different rotations. But if someone plays Reinhardt, it's always surprising to not see them on Reinhardt, and similar with McCree, although we've seen Taimu on other things. However, the offense will be played by Zappis on Lucio. Seda is going to be playing the offensive Symmetra, which is interesting given the rest of this composition, which features Himsy on Roadhog, which I've loved seeing. Mafu will play Reaper, Hawks on the Reinhardts, and Pumpu on McCree. So a very standard-ish lineup, and it's surprising a little bit to see the Symmetra on offense here.
I mean, the Symmetra on offense, that's...
It's something we see with, like, the double Genji, double Zenyatta,
yeah, the fact that they're running Symmetra without any Tracer or Genji, this is sort of... It's a little bit of a head-scratcher, but I mean, I guess, hey, you know, it helps Lucio a bit, but Lucio already has 200 HP back, so I don't know. Either way, here comes the SG-1 offense. They are rolling through here, trying to get through here as quick as possible. They're getting spammed pretty well by Symmetra as they go forward, but everyone's going to get through at full HP. Taking a look at Taimu's. Taimu goes around the flank. It's something Taimu does a lot, usually has lots of success, but he will get hooked in and killed by Himsy, so that is one very important pick coming out for SG-1. Now SG-1 going to boost in and try and rush us down and maybe take a quick point A on Hollywood.
Yeah, this is what I remember from the SG-1 versus G2 set that we casted a long time ago, is that kind of the arrival of Roadhog into this, and we saw Himsy on that Roadhog then, and he actually just bought a skin between matches. That's how much he'd like to play.
Yeah, this is now 3 kills for SG-1. They are making a lot of very solid progress here, and really, I almost think G2 getting caught with their pants down a bit here. Really started with that Roadhog pick on Taimu and went from there. Taimu is going to take out Zappis, gets taken out by Himsy again in the process, and really MVP Himsy so far as a very, very quick point A time is set by SG-1.
Yeah, taking out Taimu, absolutely crippling to the damage capabilities of G2 there on defense, and it just rolled from there. And now we do see some changes up. Taimu's going to come
switching to the Widowmaker, and we saw him do a lot of work on Widowmaker yesterday. We still have the defensive Symmetra out from Numlocked. I'm surprised he hasn't. Sometimes the teams will keep on the same point, sometimes not. I mean, Symmetra be just becoming such a mainstay, period. So, Taimu now looking to get some picks on Widow, and actually just spamming down the Reinhardt shield right now, making sure that Reinhardt can't go entirely as he pleases. 150 damage per shot, not insignificant.
Yeah, Taimu happy to be on Widow and out of the range of the hooks, and they are changing a lot of this composition here. We see a Junkrat, and they run to a defensive Pharah and Mercy combination, too, to really control the
and Taimu with a nice pick on Seda. Seda was only there for a second. He takes out Seda, takes out the offensive teleporter. We do see offensive Soundbear come down. Both teams down 2 people. Now Taimu himself under a bit of trouble. Gonna have to take refuge on the roof, but SG-1 not wanting to give this up just yet. Right now it is 4v4, 3v4 now, and SG-1 again making some plays happen here.
Yeah, Cart, meanwhile, is just kind of sitting in the back lines, though.
No, they have 1 person on it. It's getting pushed. Just they don't have 3 people on it, is what's going on. Just, it takes a while to get through. Taimu, though, does get a little bit of revenge, takes out Himsy. And one thing we gotta know about the Roadhog strategy is that Taimu just punches out Mafu. One thing about the Roadhog is that while Roadhog does have his monster is really good, he's also sort of an ultimate battery for the other team. I mean, you think about it, Roadhog will usually use his heal once during a single life, right? That's 900 HP of ultimate charge for the other team, and that is one of the hidden downsides of running him.
Well, it's actually would be more, too, with the Symmetra shields.
Yeah. So taking a look, both teams going a bit back and forth. We see SG-1 having to regroup a little bit here as finally G2 solidifying a bit. Skipjack takes out Seda, takes out Bafu as well soon on the prowl, takes out Himsy and Hawk. So 2 double kills coming out from G2, and G2 now making SG-1 have to work for a bit as they try and get through the streets phase.
Well, SG-1 is totally changing their composition now, understanding that they have to take the roofs. They try to get through without kind of just ignoring the roofs, trying to hit hooks, maybe pull them off. They realize that that is not going to work, and they're switching to the double orb composition and adding in a Reaper as their 6.
Yep, so take a look here. Nice shots coming out from Taimu. No picks though, no headshots. Almost takes out the Zenyatta. The Zenyatta is able to avoid it. It would have been nice if he had gotten that. But Here comes the rooftop harassment from SG-1. They have some people going through the bottom, trying to avoid getting sniped. Numlock, though, takes out Seda. That's now 6v5 as it goes forward here. Genji gonna go down, and now G2 with a pretty substantial advantage as they push back SG-1. And really, SG-1, they came so close to getting through here very quickly, but they've just sort of gotten stuck in gunk as they try and get through here.
Yeah, they put all 5 defense on the roof. It's crazy.
Yeah, Mafu able to pick off 2 kills at the very least, keep a little bit of mayhem going for SG-1. He will, however, get sniped out by Taimu. And, yeah, so really the cart not getting a whole lot of progress for the last little bit here, and SG-1 definitely just needs to find the rhythm again.
Well, I mean, the nice thing is that the cart did get through the kind of the bend, so they can take the different angle on approach here and not have to worry about going between the 2 rooftops. They still have to worry about taking the roofs at some point, though, and I'm surprised that they haven't really prioritized that yet. But maybe Mafu on the sniper looks to start that off.
Yeah, Mafu is looking for picks where he can get him. Numlock, though, gets a kill, so SG-1 already down a Genji here. And I do think it's this sniper is in direct reaction to Taimu here. And while Mafu's trying to do that, he gets flanked by the D.Va. So you see this pretty often where one Widow's doing work, and in a situation where you can't really deal with it well, you try and bring out your own Widow to counter snipe. But going a Widow v Widow against someone like Taimu, that might be playing into his hands.
Yeah, I mean, they have the composition to maybe be able to deal with it. They got double Genjis, they got Zenyatas who aren't terrible against Widows. Of course, it's dangerous to do so. Mafu just not able to get the snipes, and Taimu's still doing work.
Taking a look, we do have a tire coming out from Numlock. That tire is bobbing and weaving, looking to get in, almost gets in. That would have been a 3-4 kill, but no, it is taken out here. And Mafu finally striking back, kills Taimu. Now the gates might be open for SG-1 as they move forward. They are, however, down Zappos, so down to Genji. It's 5v5 as they go forward here.
Yeah, and then the D.Va, I think, is a really smart move against this composition, too. They do have the offensive teleporter up, which should help them out, but right now I'm just really impressed with G2's transition onto defense. They changed their composition almost entirely, prioritized these rooftops, and have not given an inch, really.
Yeah, and aside from sniping Taimu, Mafu having a little bit of trouble getting his Widow game going, but that's a really hard angle to snipe from, period. Here comes Taimu. Taimu has Mafu in his sight. Sniper battle is engaged. Zappos takes out Unko in the middle of that. Now 6v5 in favor of SG-1. And if SG-1's gonna make something happen, it needs to be now. Dragon Blade is out, but no, Taimu takes out Himzi, and that is a Genji down. Skipjack taking out Zappa, so both Genjis are down. And that's sort of the heart of the SG-1 offense that is ripped out there.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get cleaned up off this roof tier 2, I think. But the next push, I think we're going to have to see at least one of the Transcendences come down. They have 2, and then maybe a Dragon Blade as well. Haven't really seen a good ultimate or coordinated push so far out of SG-1.
Well, look at these shots coming from Taimu. Taimu picking off at the Genji, is able to take him out. Really good stuff, good reactions. Takes out Himzi as well. Nice stuff coming up from Taimu, just slaughtering both Genjis. Oh, he makes the triple, takes out Mafu. This has been a show so far coming out from G2.
You know what's great about Taimu's sniper, too, is he has the confidence to ignore the counter snipe on occasion and really just pull his scope onto someone else, too. He's not only worried about the opposing Widow, he takes the scope off, takes out a Genji, goes back to the Widow, so he's not only worried about his 1v1. I mean, that's just guts and courage, and he's making it pay off.
That's really working out for him. We do see Himzi with a hook. Will take out Unlocked. It's now 6v5 in favor, but even on. Mafu takes out Taimu, getting rid of the problem, as it were. Has Pharah in his sights. Takes out Pharah. This could be a very, very good turnabout for SG-1 as SG-1 moves forward. Multiple people on the G2 side are down. There is a Resurrect coming up from Nox, though. Brings up Pharah, and as a result, Mafu's gonna go down. They're still good pushing on the payload, however.
Yeah, they just changed back to their original composition. They decided to go with some tanks, and you know, I'm not rooting for a team's failure, but it's nice to see that it's not really the composition that's driving these teams. It's just that certain teams run that composition really well, but definitely better progress so far going back to their initial double tank and Roadhog comp.
So taking a look here, soon it takes out Seda, but Himzi and Zappos doing some work. Taimu goes down again. I think he got hooked there or something. His Widowmine takes out Zappos. Both teams suffering some casualties here. The important thing here, though, is that the payload is not moving. SG-1 needs to get people on it, not only to bring it closer to the checkpoint, but also to force overtime, because traditional time is gone in 7 seconds.
I mean, they've done a good job so far getting this push.
Numlock and Nox picking off a kill each there, and yes, SG-1 not gonna be able to get to the cart, so they will be stymied out in the street phase of Hollywood, and as a result, should G2 merely get past that point, get through the street phase and cap, they won't have to complete the map. They will win the map right then and there.
Overall, I think just a better game plan and better transitions from G2 there. The transition onto the roof defense was great. It forced SG-1 into a composition they weren't comfortable with. I think they might have switched onto that composition a little too early. And then when they finally switched back to what they had already been running, they made a lot of decent progress. So they forced their hand and then forced them back. And I think just really smart switches and good transition there by G2 won them that game.
Yeah, definitely.
Or that half. They had a good half is what I meant. Jeez.
Yeah, not the game entirely, but they've definitely put themselves on the route to winning this game. All they need to do is come out with an offense that's a little bit stronger than the SG-1 offense. They will take map 1, and they'll put themselves in a great spot for taking the set.
Yeah, I'm really glad to see the rooftops there. But like what I mentioned there was talking about how, you know, their double orb composition failed. I don't think necessarily, and this is just a thought. Maybe we'll see how this plays out throughout the week. But I don't know if that is really the composition is the problem. It might just be that IDDQD is the problem. They just happen to run that composition because we've seen teams try to run it and it's not rolling over everybody.
No, certainly not. So we are going to be switching sides here. Is going to be G2 on offense, SG-1 on defense. And I wonder if Taimu's going to switch here. He still has the Widow selected, and honestly, Widow can be pretty effective at attacking the first point, so I would be excited to see a little bit more Widow play coming out of Taimu.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy to run it. Like, I was super impressed with his play. I mean, generally you see when there's another sniper on the field that Widow's only concerned with the other sniper, but to take the scope off and be able to pluck Genjis out on those
Gunji, that's a new skin.
Yeah, like
no longer throws shurikens, shoots slow-moving bullets. But taking a look at SG-1 as their team rolls out here, we got Hawks on the Reinhardt, Pumpu on the McCree, Seda on the Lucio, Zappis on the Symmetra, Himsy on the Roadhog, and Mafu rounding it out on the Reaper.
Yep, and it looks like the meta is going to be pretty standard for offenses here. We were going to have the double orb composition at some point. I'm pretty sure we did see it. Anyway, Unko and Numlock look like they're going to be staying on Zenyatta. Soon is going to be playing the Genji. Taimu, I think, is going to stay on that Widowmaker for a bit. Skipjack will be playing the Symmetra, and the only odd thing I see here is Nox on Lucio. So generally, if you're running double Genjis, you want to run double flankers, usually a double Genji or a Genji and a Tracer. Something a little different coming out here. We'll see if they change that up before the round actually starts, but a little bit of a curveball.
Yep, no Symmetra going with the Genji here, so it'll be Genji... No, there's a Symmetra there, so we'll see how things go. Though, if nothing else, the Genji is going to be pretty well supported. And in fact, I think they have an orb on Taimu. So...
They do. That's interesting.
I think they just want to support Taimu's ridiculous Widow play, and it could be very well the way to go here. It's going to be 250 HP Widow with an orb. It can be very aggressive. It can shrug off poke damage. And without a defensive Widow of their own, they're not going to be able to one-shot her or anything like that. But there is a Roadhog, so she does have to worry about that, if nothing else. And Taimu right now coming up Snake Eyes for the snipes. Had a few opportunities, and just as I say that, first blood on the Zappis. It's a double kill on the Seda. So Taimu now opening the path, as this is now 6v4 in favor of G2.
Yeah, some amazing snipes there, and I think Taimu, once he got hooked as he was McCree, just decided he wasn't playing McCree anymore to this game, and it's not really hurting them at all. More picks coming down from Taimu.
I totally sympathize with that. Playing McCree, Roadhog is just the worst, most annoying to deal with. Taimu, though, with 3 picks so far on this push. We see SG-1 struggling to get back. They weren't able to get a teleporter up in time. The teleporter actually goes down there at the end, and down goes the Symmetra again. Down goes Pumpu, and this is just a show being put on by Taimu at the moment.
Taimu was crushing it. Oh, I mean, I just feel so bad for your McCree getting stunned. That must really hurt to get stunned by Roadhog.
Normally I switch up the camera a little bit more for variety's sake, but right now everything is going through Taimu, so we're just... Well, oh my goodness, the grapple snipe on to Lucio. This is a gem of a game right now.
That is unfair.
Does get the snipe on the Roadhog. Roadhog might be finally putting into this, but no, Roadhog not able to get the one-shot kill on that. Symmetra Shield, I think, helping out Taimu just a bit here. Meanwhile, we do have 2 people on the payload. The payload is moving forward in favor of G2. They're making good progress through the streets. Soon, it's Skipjack picking up a pair of kills themselves. Nox takes out Himsy, and SG-1 just completely in disarray as they get fully pushed down. Finally, Taimu goes down to a Reinhardt charge, but the damage is being done. Look at how quick this card is being moved up, Hex.
Yeah, they used a Transcendence already to get through, but they can stagger another Transcendence if need be. They're going to get a couple more ultimates up too, and all they need to do is get it to the second point here. They're spamming down these doors pretty hard. It's so hard to reinforce them here, and Soon is causing so much trouble back here.
Yeah, Soon is in the back, causing havoc, keeping the defense way further back. Look at the card. It's just going to roll to it, and there it is. G2 going to take the first map over SG-1 in dominant fashion, and Wow.
Experience tranquility.
Yeah, that was the Taimu show. You know, just a sequel to yesterday. That's insane. Taimu was playing out of his mind. I mean, maybe it was good for him that he's kind of a free agent and off roster. He gets to choose where he goes now, and any team would be lucky to have him.
Pluppy joins IDDQD. Taimu leaves Pluppy. Taimu becomes new Pluppy.
Could be.
The mantle has been passed.
But yeah,
I won't be happy until we see him on at least 5 different teams in a single tournament.
Yeah, he has to play on a couple North American teams to really do the Pluppy route as well. But yeah, any team should be pretty happy to have him. It'd be a pretty big get. Who knows where he'll end up? Maybe we can you know, chat with him as we see him in chats here and there on occasion. But the last 2 days, he's put together some very impressive film.
Absolutely. So, we're going to see the play of the game here in just a second. It might just be those snipes back on point A, because there was a lot of people who get sniped down in a row. We'll see, but no. Instead, we're going to see some of the Genji play of Soon. Soon, easy to overlook, but he was doing a lot of work in the backfield for much of this game. Here he is getting on Mafu, stops him from even trying to counter-snipe some of the shenanigans that were going on. Goes over here, gets on the Zen, gets on the Lucio, and just like that, cleaning things up.
Pretty solid stuff there. So he's hitting almost half his shots. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, the thing about Taimu is that he also, and it's more of a comp game thing in the sense that he's going for very quick flick shots and shots that are lower percentage shots at times, but also very, very hard shots. So that's a little bit misleading. It's not someone who's just, you know, being safe with the shots. He's taking the hardest shots possible and making the most with it.
Right, but even like Widowmakers, I mean, it's kind of a different sniper mechanic than a lot of people are used to in FPS games. The charge goes pretty quick. The fire rate is... So there's been some complaints about Widow. It's not necessarily the traditional sniper. So you're putting out a lot of shots at lower damage at sometimes. So even a 41% I find impressive. Maybe my Widow play is just that bad.